All right, moving on. Also on what's brewing, Quanfluence, a company pioneering photonics-based quantum and quantum-inspired solutions, has raised $2 million in a seed funding round led by Pi Ventures. The round also saw participation from Golden Sparrow, Reena Dayal, who's the founder and CEO of the Quantum Ecosystems and Technology Council of India, and others. To talk to us about the future roadmap at Quanfluence, joining me now is its co-founder and CEO, Sujoy Chakravarty. Sujoy, welcome to Startup Street. Now, data-driven decision-making involves processing vast amounts of data to determine the best possible outcomes. And this, of course, needs exceptional computational power. So first, tell us how Quanfluence delivers scalability and energy efficiency without the drawbacks of conventional approaches. What is the big pain point that you're solving?
Yes. So I think every business out there wants to optimize something, right? It gives you a lot of business value if you do that. So assume that you have 10, 15, 20, or maybe even 1,000 such possibilities. You can just run a brute force compute, get an answer. But as businesses get complicated, what we have seen is that the number of such combinations increases, right? It becomes millions. It can even go up to billions, okay? And that is when conventional machines break down. There's an exponential increase. Too much processing power is required, and they can't provide the answer. So that's where we have a hardware box, which does this all in parallel. So what our box does is it runs all these solutions in parallel and returns you the optimal answer. So that is the USP here. And that is what causes us to solve these problems in a far more efficient manner.
Sure. All right, your current system, Sujoy, is capable of handling close to 10,000 permutations, which you've piloted with select customers for small-scale problems. You're now testing a more advanced version capable of processing, I believe, 10 to 25 million permutations. Tell us, when do you plan to release it, and what kind of complex real-world optimization challenges will it solve? If you could give us some use cases as well.
Absolutely. So the machine which you mentioned, right, the 10 to 25 million, it's ready. It's sitting in my lab. We are doing some final tests on it. So I think by Jan, we should take it to market. And we are also working on another machine which can go up to 10 billion, right? And that machine is probably mid of next year launch. Let me give you an example of a problem that something like this can solve, right? And let's take an example which is valid across industries instead of just picking on one. And that example would be workforce optimization. Everyone needs it, right? And some industries more than others. So take, for example, a hospital, a very large hospital has nurses, doctors, operations. Everything needs to be scheduled very efficiently so that you can save the maximum number of lives. Plus, there are regulatory requirements, right? How much a person can work, etc. And these things change on the fly. Someone might not be available. Someone may suddenly go on leave, fall ill. So very complicated problem to solve, hard to do with traditional software. We can go and solve a problem like that. Similar case is the airline crew management. Same problem, different avatar. Lots of regulatory requirements, things you can do, you cannot do. This machine will go there, take a very large problem like this and keep solving it. So every time a parameter changes, you run it. Within seconds, it gives you the answer. You can go re-optimize and have a better solution than what you could with conventional software. So that's kind of the use cases that we are talking of.
Sure. Sujoy, you're also on a mission to develop a general-purpose quantum computer entirely from India within the next 5 to 6 years. Are you on track? And what kind of an impact will this flagship quantum computer have on the sector?
Yeah, that actually is the holy grail. That's what we are really excited about. It'll take some time, and I would say that we are on track. We've already built out parts of this machine, right? I mean, there are parts of the machine which are available. They are in our lab, and they have uses in other places where we also ship some to people who want them, right? Like, for example, the Department of Telecom or such other entities. We are working on several other parts of the machine, which will happen over the next 2, 3, 4 years. But when this machine comes out, it will solve that quantum problem which we talk about, right? The use cases which we think about, which is not tenable with normal compute. All of those use cases will become open. Anybody who writes the quantum algorithm can run it on our machine. So that's the idea. I think we are on track. Of course, very complicated physics and science going on there. A couple of years, 1 year here and there, maybe happen, but I think we are on track for that.
Okay, let's quickly talk about the fundraise now. You plan to use a $2 million raise to scale near-term products and bring them to market. What are these offerings and what are their applications? You mentioned that early next year, some of them will be in the market.
Yes, so what we offer is this machine which can solve these problems, these NP-hard problems in real quick time. So we'll have various variants of this machine, right? We'll have ones which solve small problems. You don't throw a big box at it. You'll have some ones which solve bigger problems. You would also have boxes which customers can deploy on their premise, right? If you're really security conscious, you can deploy it on the premise. And, there is also probably a product which will come out, which will be on the edge. There's like real-time decision making when a drone is flying or something like that. So we have this entire range of variants around this which we plan, and that's what we'll use the money to go and develop and scale.
Okay. All right. On that note, it's time for me to wrap up the conversation. But many thanks, Sujoy, for joining us today on Startup Street, and wish you the very best. And I hope you meet all your growth targets. Thank you very much.